parents.
We're live.
We're live.
Introduce us today.
Hey guys. Hi guys.
Okay.
Hi
Calm
guys.
down.
Hi guys. I'm excited because you guys showed us, overwhelmed us. As Carter says, it was
I didn't say
overwhelming.
anything.
You said overwhelming is an understatement to the love, the comments, the vulnerability, the openness that guys
Showed.
showed us in our last video. What? That we didn't expect that, honestly. I didn't think
Unaangalia camera.
we didn't expect that, honestly. I didn't think we had just, as in, we are really glad that our openness to some of the experiences we've gone through life has given hope to many of you guys that have inboxed us on Instagram, my own Instagram account, and we've had different chats. Honestly, I don't think I have ignored anyone on my Instagram chats because of it's such a sensitive topic, and I may not have all the answers. Honestly, we may not have all the answers to like pregnancy manenos. But
We are not experts.
we are not expert whatsoever, but we'd give credit to God. It's God who sustained us. And in this video, I want to share how we dealt with our grief process and how we were able to overcome it, because you can easily stay there for years and years and years on end without receiving healing. Wait, is that? No, it's not him. Without receiving healing whatsoever. So we decided to do this video so that we just don't leave it at where we stopped last time. We're picking up, and now what was our way forward from then? And yeah, but thank you guys so much for the openness. I think, wow, just wow.
Yeah.
And I'm really, actually, different people have expressed their experiences in different hospitals, their frustrations with fertility after miscarriages, multiple miscarriages. Others have given testimonies of having children after miscarriages. Honestly, you guys, you have poured your hearts to us, and I'd like to send everyone else to the comment section to just go and read.
The comment section is content in itself.
Yes, it is content in itself. I was even telling Kati, should we do a video out of that comment and just read people's comments, because they were a blessing, honestly, and so many people resonated with what we shared. This is what happens when you share with your experiences. Sometimes you feel like you're by yourself and you're alone, but you're so many of you. But opening up and sharing, which is one of the many things that helped us deal with our process, with our grief process, allows people in, and you just go through it. You create a space, create a community where you go through the process together and the healing journey together. You shouldn't be going through it alone. So yeah, to start us off on how so from where we left last time, the last experience, we drove back home, and now we are dealing with grief, and it's just, we started an ugly journey. I'd say it was really not the most exciting process. We decided to experience every emotion and not assume or ignore it. And I think that was the one step of acceptance. The first step for us was, I think, just diving into the video. I'd want to know, probably for you as a man, how you can share with the guys how it was for you. Me, just processing the entire, before we dive into how we dealt with everything.
For me, I developed a fear afterwards. I developed a fear because now it reached a point whereby now I was even afraid of us getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because our problem was not conceiving. Conception was not an issue, we could conceive. But the issue was sustaining the pregnancy. So my issue was, do we really want to try and get pregnant again? And then we go through another miscarriage. So now we even became, or rather me, I don't know about Soila, me, I became fearful. I was like, I don't. Because I'll just remember how that third pregnancy, that third miscarriage was. The drama, the hospital, the pain Soila was in, and I'm like, I can't do this again. So I developed a fear, I was not afraid of even getting pregnant again, because I was not sure if, in case things go south again, if I could handle another one. There's a time I've never told you this actually. There's a time.
First time on camera.
Now after now, the last pregnancy we had, now the one that we got the baby, that one, the one that worked. When you're a couple of weeks pregnant, must have been around 2 months or something. There's a time you went to bed earlier than me.
I went to bed. Okay.
So me, I was doing my own things, then I came to bed later. And then as I got to bed, I looked at your side table and I saw a pack of Always. You'd opened and it looked like one has been removed. That thing messed with me, because I was like, Kwani, she's having her periods again. She's rolling. Kwani, what happened? Why would she, I was like, why would she be using pads again? I was like, oh no, it must have happened. Because, it made you wouldn't use Always. What were you using Always?
I was on suppositories.
Oh, that thing, I was a mess that night. I kept on having panic attacks, thinking of the possibility of what may have happened. So I woke up in the morning and then I was just studying you. I was just looking at you, studying you. I'm like, okay, she seems to be okay. Just watching you from a distance. Okay, she's smiling. She's her usual jolly self. And then I was like, oh, okay, it appears nothing happened. And then I relaxed.
Oh my goodness.
So there's a fear that I developed.
Yeah.
And I'll share with you how to deal with that fear. Because for me, it was quite a journey. God really had to sort me out. Yeah, because fear is one of the responses of being hurt. When you are wounded, one of the reactions that come out of a wound is fearful lashings. So yeah.
That's the same thing as me. Honestly, I experienced fear of being pregnant again, but that one did not kill my hope of desiring to have a baby and desiring to try again and again without really, because it gets to a place, even when we became pregnant with the current baby that we are with, I had to battle a lot of uncertainties, because of what you've experienced before. Like, will this one last? Will we get to, as Kati said last video, every week is a milestone, honestly. And once we hit a week, you're like, wow, we've hit a week. Wonderful. Oh, now we can feel the kicks. Oh my goodness. Grateful. Oh, what, we in our 37th week? My goodness. And then the time now, when you now started now waiting for the delivery, which is another video that is coming up after this.
Exciting. Yeah,
after this.
Yeah.
But yeah. But okay, starting fear. Also me, I experienced fear. I experienced fear of being pregnant. So how we dealt with it, guys. We got home and I remember it didn't hit home fast as we had shared initially. We were just normal the first day. I think the second day now, that's when there was denial for me. There was denial and there was like a cloud of sadness in our home. Honestly, it was really sad. I think we had projects at work. I was on leave because I was also working. I was on, no, was I?
No, by that time you
had resigned. Curtis had projects that he was doing, so he had to leave home to go and, I mean, some people, kazi lazima iendelee saa zingine, but he took a bit of time. No, that was a week after, and still there was grief for us. It was still like this little cloud of sadness that was still hovering around our house. And I remember even shutting myself off from Curtis. Literally, I couldn't talk to him. I didn't want to. I started, because he was not as expressive with his emotion the way I was. I felt as though he's not grieving. As in, for him, it happened and he moved on, But from there, we decided to, I was quiet, wasn't talking to him. He would ask me, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine, but I'm not fine. And it's not because I was hating on him, but it's because I do not know how to express what I was feeling. I did not know how to talk about the pain that I was in. I was just in the moment. and experiencing the pain and like just being in the moment without knowing what to talk about. And I know that's when now I started going into the directions of just now being depressed. And from there we started taking precautions. And I remember, I think the beautiful thing about our experience is I may not have been there to support Curtis, but he was there to support me. Because I remember the first few days were really tough on us, but he was present in supporting me. He would come back and tell me, how are you feeling? In the morning, how are you feeling today? In the afternoon, how are you feeling today? He took up the initiative of making food for us every single day because I was out of it. I didn't want anything. Was I taking painkillers? I don't even remember, honestly.
I think you are given some antibiotics.
Oh yeah, yes, antibiotics to avoid infection.
And painkillers, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and painkillers because at least there was still a bit of cramps. But Curtis just being present helped me come out of the shell easily, and he was very graceful. And now after that period, I was also graceful with him in as far as now I started asking him, how are you dealing with your grief? And how are you feeling? What are you feeling? Do you want to talk about it? Which is, it was, honestly. I don't do it. Continue. You want to pick it up? Are you looking at me?
Are your eyes red?
They're not red. No.
Oh, baby. Oh.
No, I'm not red. Stop it.
Oh.
Stop
Oh.
it. No.
Oh.
Okay.
So, we now got pregnant with the last pregnancy that worked, that we carried to full term. Every time we're about to hit 5 weeks, there's a fear that checks in. And then we finish 5 weeks, and then I'm like, okay. Anytime we're about to hit 7 weeks, because the second miscarriage it happened at 7 weeks, there's another fear that checks in. 12 weeks, the same thing. After 12 weeks, now we had no miscarriage after 12 weeks.
Sure, like
now we were okay.
Yeah.
But then anytime I would hear Soila doing something like, ouch, you know how sometimes the contractions happen, and in my mind I'm like, shoot. Because I remember that's how she used to,
respond.
Yeah. It even got to a point where I was now beginning to be afraid of, okay, we've survived miscarriages. What if we get a stillbirth?
Yeah.
You're so used to the worst, Paka, now your mind is trying to go ahead of time even before things are able to happen.
Yeah.
So the fear was a big deal. I remember I used to get panic attacks because of that. Just remembering and assuming, what if it happened? What will you do? And then it would hit me. Until one day, it's like God just told me, you can't live your life like that. You can't continue. That's not living. You've heard the scripture of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, where God says that for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So God introduced me to what fear really is, and this is how it was structured out. You see, fear is a system. A system is a combination of principles designed to work together to achieve a specific outcome. All right? For example, if you take a microwave, there are too many small parts in a microwave that have been designed to work together so that it warms your food. So the microwave is a system. And fear operates the same way. Fear is a combination of small things working together to create the system called fear. So when you take fear and you break fear down, you see anxiety, you'll see despair, you'll see discouragement, you'll see hopelessness, sometimes you'll see shame and guilt. So all those things put together becomes the system that we call fear.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So, God was like, for God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So the spirit of fear, so there's a spirit, and then there's fear. The fear is the system. And then there's the spirit that operates through system. Because spirits use systems to express themselves. So God was showing me, you see, you are being manipulated by a spirit of fear because you've already established a system of fear within your life. So for me to deal with this system of fear, you have to establish another system, because you only deal with a system by establishing a new one. So God was telling me, there the Bible says, I've not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Now power is a principle. Love is a principle. sound mind, or peace is a principle. When you combine those three principles, it becomes a system called the perfect love. And this is why the scripture says the perfect love of God casts out all fear. So the system of fear is supposed to be destroyed by establishing the system of perfect love. I think there's something about the awareness and knowing how much God loves you that sort of, just sorts out the fear.
Yeah.
Fear no longer manipulates you because you understand how much power you have because of how much God loves you.
Yeah.
And for me, that was one of the aspects of healing. Now that we understand how systems work, healing is a system. If you get sick today and you go to hospital, they'll give you some tablet. Now, when you break the ingredients of that tablet, you'll find different ingredients that have been put together to create the tablet. All right? So that tablet is like a system. But when you break down that tablet, you find different ingredients working. All right? And then when you're given that tablet, you'll be told that you're supposed to take this. You'll be given a dose. Take this 3 times a day for the next 5 days or whatever. So healing operates in the exact same way, it being a system. There are many different principles within healing that when you combine them, now you get the system of healing. All right? And just like the medicine for malaria, this healing has to be applied over a certain period of time for us to say that you've gone through healing. Because healing, there's no magical prayer that you are going to pray and tomorrow you wake up and you've forgotten everything that happened. It takes a while. So one of the things that worked as a principle for healing for us, number 1, peace of mind. Pursue peace.
Hey, pursue it, like look for
Pursue
it.
peace, because people don't get healed by accident.
No.
You won't get healed by mistake.
No.
You have to pursue it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we learned is pursue peace. If you get a deep cut on your hand today, a deep cut, it's so deep you can see the bone, and then you decide to run outside in the streets, showing random strangers, hey guys, I got a cut. It's bleeding, There are 3 things that you are risking. Number 1, there are people who in the streets who really want to help you, but they are not experts at this kind of thing. So in their attempt to help you, they end up infecting that wound even more. All right? And then there are people who they don't like you. So they'll deliberately be poking at that wound and making it worse than it is. All right? And the third thing that will happen is, remember, as you're exposing this wound to infection, you'll find other people in the streets who are also wounded. So you're risking passing your infection from your hand to theirs. What am I exactly trying to say?
Avoid.
If you are going through a traumatic experience, avoid making it a public issue. Avoid going on social media and putting it out there and showing people, hey guys, I'm going through this. Because the truth of the matter is this, not everybody on social media has the maturity to handle your wounds.
Yeah.
There are people who they really want to help you, but because they don't have the wisdom or the maturity,
make it worse.
They end up worsening whatever issue it is that you are going through.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. And there are people, you guys are on social media, you know how some people can just be insensitive. So there are people who will end up just saying certain things that will, cut you even deeper, making you worse than you were already before.
That's true.
All right? And in that aspect, you'll be losing out on what we are calling peace.
Yeah.
So one of the first principles of healing is maintain peace at all costs. Yeah. And this means that throughout your healing period, avoid making your issue a public issue.
I think,
right?
as just to add on to what he's saying, like him is talking about peace, but I'm going to bring the aspect of what we did. And with our experience, we really shared it. Two people who are like helping us in prayer and support. Not many people knew it, and that's why we decided to do it many years after we've experienced healing. That's why we decided to share with you this video. Because now, because of the people that can approach us now, there's a place of healing that you can minister to them. Won't be ministering from a place of hurting. You understand? So if somebody comes to me and they're now wounded, I would easily tell them of the procedures that I went through that helped me acquire healing. So we decided to just take a step back in as far as sharing the experience with people And
You only
just
share it
with the relevant people.
In the same way you'd go to the hospital
And share with
to
the
a doctor who knows how to handle that wound. It's the same way you'll go to the people who specifically
Yeah.
have the capacity to handle that kind of trauma.
Yeah, because different people, different responses, and give you, oh, do this, do this, do that. And again, you get overwhelmed because you are desiring to do anything at your disposal to make it
get
work.
out of that situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just what we did for us is we withdrew from sharing a lot of that experience with
too many
people.
Yeah.
So we just shared it with the relevant guys that would support us in prayer, and family members as well, because honestly your family needs to know where you are at.
And if you can get a therapist,
fantastic,
very good therapist,
fantastic,
good
that would be good, because I remember
or a counselor.
Yeah, a counselor, because also for us what we went through, we avoided sharing it with so many people. Secondly, because of the mental state we were in, we decided to get a counselor. So we went through one of our...
Luckily for us, we have one in church.
So
that was very convenient.
She was able to come home and help us like unpack our feelings and just share what exactly we are feeling, and should be able to lead us. Again, she's a believer. There's the professional way of counseling, and there's also the spiritual way of counseling someone. So we had the two packaged in one. She's a believer. She's like, oh, here we can apply the spiritual aspects of going through healing. Here we can apply the professional aspect of processing grief. So we got a package in one lady, and we were able to just walk out of it gracefully with her, and as well as inviting God to come and heal us. Because honestly, with loss you can easily deny God, you can easily question his authority, but
question his goodness,
and I won't lie to you, I got into that space for a few days, not really questioning his existence and his goodness, but just trying to understand his ways. But the one thing came out for us, like, despite everything, he is still sovereign. He still rules.
And he's still good.
And he is still good.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean that God is bad because you've experienced 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. He is still sovereign. And having someone to work with, withdrawing from talking to so many people about the experience, just sort of, as Kata said, not to expose the wound to irrelevant guys, being there for one another, being there when I'm low, being there when he's low. Honestly, grief can separate people, but for us it brought us really close.
Something I would like you to be cautious about is, I remember us during that time, people would come and joke with us. They'd be like, hey, Bane, you guys, Bwana, it's been 2 years, Bana, when are kids coming? By the time people are talking like that, you just had a miscarriage last week. You went to an operation, you almost...
And would smile about it, like, you guys.
So there's that part of you that wants to lash out and react. But at the back of your mind, you know very well they are not trying to be malicious.
Because they don't know.
They don't know what you've been through. So they are just making a joke that is probably insensitive. So there's a place you just have to just allow people to be people, you know. If it's too much for you, you can avoid such.
Just tell them don't.
Just tell them, please, let's not talk about
it.
And for you, if you're the one who jokes about such things, please, when it comes to couples and matters of children,
do not
relax.
Let them be.
You don't know what people are going through, so just relax.
Don't insist. Mmeka sana, where are the children? Oh my goodness. Don't. Just leave it at that. If anything, if you're concerned about their children, manenos and pangos, go pray for them. Go pray for them. Just say, I want to remember Soila and Curtis, and as far as them being parents is concerned, and just mention a prayer to God in regards to them, so that you just don't go and ask people, why are you not having children? It's a hurtful.
If they've not shared it with you, that means it is none of your business. It only becomes your business the moment they've decided to talk to you about it. So that's it.
So those are some of the things that we did. What else?
Okay, for us, coming from the Christian perspective, prayer is something we had to.
Oh God.
And we won't lie, there are times it was hard. You're like, today I'm going to pray to God. Then you got there, you don't even know what to tell God. You just keep quiet. Alright? And I think for us what worked is we had we had people who
prayed for us,
prayed
with
for us
and prayed with us.
So I think there are times you just need to understand your what do I say? You need to understand your lack of capacity at a certain time in your life or in a certain season, and allow those who have the strength to cover you in such moments.
Yeah.
Because you won't always have the strength.
Yeah.
So for us, prayer was something that was really necessary, both by us, but when we couldn't, others were able to come through.
Yeah. That's what we're saying. Do not go through it alone. Get 1, 2, 3, 4 people who are mature enough to walk with you in that process. So I don't know, whatever stage you're in, try and implement some of the things that we've mentioned, but prayer should be such a big priority because doctors can do many things, but only God can bless a womb.
Yep.
So the other thing, because I remember there's a question we've gotten so many times of what did you guys do to ensure this last pregnancy? My baby.
The baby has woken up.
So there's a question that we've gotten so many times about what we did to ensure that this pregnancy went through, and yes, what we did different.
That question is very simple, yet so hard.
Yep.
Because for us, we never discovered, biologically speaking, what the issue was.
Yeah.
Just when we were about to do the tests, that we were going to find out what challenges we had.
Yeah.
We conceived. So we never got to do the test, which means we never got to do we never got to know what the issue really was. Just live a lifestyle that is good enough. Avoid stress, avoid high pressure environments. Because I remember one of the things that we suspected worked against Soila is the place she was working at the time, which was really high pressure, fast paced environment, and she had she was having migraines every other day. So other than just having a healthy working environment, eating right and all that, praying, of course, being a prayerful person and get a good doctor.
Yeah,
get a good doctor because I believe I believe health is a combination of factors. You can't just say I'm praying about it and you're disregarding everything else. You can't just say I'm eating right and you're disregarding everything else. You can't just say I have a good doctor and you're disregarding everything else. It's a whole ecosystem. So other than all those, get a good doctor, a doctor who has a good reputation, not just about handling pregnancies, but handling complicated pregnancies. Because for us, the final doctor we got was a doctor who we had had his track record. The person who introduced us to him knew of people who had difficulty conceiving, and there was a track record of how well he handled people. So I think that's also a good thing.
And also just care. If you have a good doctor, they'll tell you what to take. Because I know they don't allow you to suggest hours on YouTube. So don't buy drugs from Google. So don't just have your doctor suggest based on your blood type, manenos. There's so many conditions and blood drug reactions that people do have, medicine reaction, not drug. So your doctor has to tell you what to take that is proper for you.
Medicine is drug, right?
Okay.
If you're interested to know about our doctor, I believe we can share his details. Just connect with us on Instagram, Soila and Curtis. It will be easier for us to be able to communicate with you one-on-one on more personal requests. So we are not saying our doctor is the only doctor who could handle it. But in case you just want to try him out and see how he'll be able to help you, we can be able to share his details. On our Instagram, DM. So we wanted to say more, but I think with this guy here,
we'll have to cut it
it's like tunampigia kelele. So
he keeps on making up.
So like I said, if you are really interested to understand the systems of healing and the systems of how to deal with fear that comes after having such experiences, I'll do a video for that. It will be, you see what I was saying? I'll do a video for that, so stay tuned. Cheers.
Bye.